Guilty of Charge. So, there's two Ghost Rider movies we are covering for the film and show's adaptation, Fantastic Vengeance Edition. Guilty of Charge, I barely read Ghost Rider. I bought lots more than these two, but I just didn't have the time to read them. Life happens, things happens. It's tragic. So that one is Johnny Blaze, the one that's very well adapted in the first Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage. And this one is Danny Keach. And I'd say after reading these two, I liked Danny Keach a lot more. Cooler, funnier, better. That one was enjoyable. It had a very interesting character arc early. And it's all about saving the soul. It's all about saving Dad. It's all about love. It's all about lots of things. It's enjoyable, but I don't know why. I just like that one better.
And I am here talking about Ghost Rider for the Fantastic Vengeance. This time around, again, we talk about two movies that are inspired by the comics. If you have missed the rest of the show, well, there's a playlist, a podcast, called it the way you want. With that being said, we are blunt and honest. I try my best to give a decent and enjoyable review. Here we are. Nicolas Cage in the role of Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider 2007. I didn't make that much deep research, to be honest, but I knew about the comics, and I decided to purchase them and to read some of it. And it's funny because it's actually the second time I end up watching this first Ghost Rider movie. The second one, I never had seen it before. It was my first viewing. Anyhow, Ghost Rider 2007. This is my review. I'm not the biggest fan of these two movies, but I will say that first one was enjoyable. It was a fun movie. I liked it a lot more than I should, I think. Is it a masterpiece? I don't think so. It's just a good time. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hour. It's very short, and we need more movies like that. Now, let's dive deep into the issues I had with this first flick. The acting or the directing, I feel like it wasn't great. Outside of Nicolas Cage, I didn't like any of the actors involved. And maybe that's a me issue. I don't know, but I wasn't that invested. I was like, yeah, they are just there, chilling. My second issue. Visual effects were weird. In the sequence, Johnny truly became Ghost Rider. Yeah, 2007. We deserve better than this. It's tragic. It's sad. Now, my third issue was characters were forgettable. I will be honest, I've seen that movie a month ago, and even back then, right after watching the movie, I was like, who did what? Who? I didn't connect that well with that movie. I like the action. I like Ghost Rider. I enjoyed the fact that it was an enjoyable adaptation of the Johnny Blaze comics, but the movie itself, I don't know, it could have been better. Now, the third issue I had, the characters. So the fourth issue, visual effect during the first fight as Ghost Rider were bad. So it's the second time we mention visual effect. I think that was that movie biggest sin. Now my fifth and last issue, more bad visual effect in the second appearance of Ghost Rider. Now, I did trash the movie a lot, but again, I enjoyed that one a lot more than the other one, and there's still a few enjoyable things. Johnny pushing away Roxanne made sense. And again, that's because the source of material itself was really good. So can we really praise the movie for that? I don't know. Question mark. Johnny choosing to keep the Ghost Rider to protect the innocent was great because he really wanted to get rid of it. And that's a classic trope for Ghost Rider. This is goal, and him realizing he needs it to protect the innocent was really fun. The humor was good, the lore was fun, the main character was cool. Well shown how Johnny deals with the devil. Entertaining bike sequence. The lore again was very fun, and Johnny really earned that kiss early in the movie. Uh, the action was cool. I think that's one of the highlights. One of the best thing about that movie, the action. You don't have time to get bored. The movie was great at showing overtelling. The journalist doing her investigation was fun. The lore explained by the old man was fun. Um, the jail sequence was great. The set design and character design were fun. Both Ghost Rider teaming up was really fun. And yeah, I really think that first Ghost Rider was fun. I have no regret watching. Now the second one, I'm not the biggest fan, but the first one, I had a fun time. And I don't have a lot more to say. That's a bit unfortunate. I think we will have a very, very short show tonight, but we will be having other discussion about other movies later. But I guess that closes off this first Ghost Rider. I think I will give this first Ghost Rider a well-deserved 8 out of 10 because despite my dislikes, my enjoyment was there. I liked it. That was a fun time. And I cannot really say the same about the sequel. Let's dive deep into this sequel. The second one. Okay, the second one. What did they do? Why? Cash grab. That's the only explanation that make any sense. But even there, I don't even know if that movie was that profitable. But yeah, this second one was really rough. It's similar in terms of issues. And I will be honest, the grade is also very close. But it just feels like a worse version of what we had in the first one. Now, my first dislike, the CGI fire was still very bad. The second issue I had with Spirit of Vengeance was weak and forgettable characters. The third issue was forgettable villain. The fourth issue was more bad special effects. And the fifth issue, more of the same, more bad effects. So I don't know what they were thinking. Like, if you make a Ghost Rider movie, you need to pour some money in your visual effect. Otherwise, it looks so bad. Don't bother making a Ghost Rider movie if you don't have the budget. I'm sorry, but like, this is what's going on here. Now, I will say this. I have likes. And they are pretty much the same as the first one. But again, I really feel like this is a worse take. This is the worst version of the two. It's more of the same. So let's get into the likes. Johnny Blaze resisting to the Ghost Rider was fun. Nice idea that Johnny wanted to be a hero after losing his power. The action was cool. Again, the action is one of the highlights in both of the movies. It was also well shown how things were decaying. More fun action, more cool action. Again, I repeat myself so much in that stream. The action is really the most enjoyable thing. And now, I see something new, different. The music. I guess I like the music. The first scene with the main villain was really cool. Ghost Rider New Mission was fun, and again, action and lore. These are the best parts of Vengeance, Spirit of Vengeance. So again, why a sequel? I don't know. Cash grab. It's a worse version of the first one. This one, I think, is an average movie. I didn't really hate it, but I didn't like it either. But that's an average movie. I think I will give my weird average, as a lot of people will think. I will give a 7 out of 10 to Spirit of Vengeance. And now we get into the next segment of that stream. So after giving a 7 out of 10 to Spirit of Vengeance, let's talk about the source of material. I think the first movie was one of the best adaptation we covered. It really feels like the first few issues in that Johnny Blaze comic I've read. It's almost 1-to-1, except the movie has some kind of time jump to justify a recast and having like Nick Cage being like in his 40s. I think overall, as much as I like Nicolas Cage, I think he was miscast. I'm sorry, but he didn't really look that much the part. And I like the actor. I think he's great. He's one of my favorite older actors. But it's a miscast. Now, again, I think the first movie was a rock solid adaptation. It was fun to witness. And I won't be surprised if Spirit of Vengeance was also another very good adaptation. I just didn't read enough comics about Ghost Rider. I know it's not Danny Keach. Well, the one I've read at least. So I'm curious to see in the future. I will still read other Ghost Rider comics in the future because I know Ghost Rider shows up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and eventually, in film and shows adaptation, we will cover more Marvel stuff, including Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Ghost Rider is part of the 4th season of that show. So by that time, I will have enough time to read more Ghost Rider. And who knows, maybe we will get another Ghost Rider movie down the pipeline at some point when they get to choose you know what, we need money, we need to bank on these very popular and really cool characters. So that will give a valid reason to make a film and shows adaptation. But I think overall, the first Ghost Rider movie was a perfect adaptation. 10 out of 10 when it comes to adaptation. Oh no, actually, because of the casting, just knock off a full point. It's tragic, but that's how I feel. So here we are. Ghost Rider, the first one, is a 9 out of 10 adaptation. If they chose more wisely Johnny Blaze, the actor, that would have been far better. We didn't get that. Now, Spirit of Vengeance, I feel like it's a Ghost Rider thing. There's a lot of magic, and again, it's Ghost Rider. It makes sense. It feels like Ghost Rider, and it was fun. But again, I didn't read enough Ghost Rider, so this one, unfortunately, because I didn't read enough, I will just give a 7. When it comes to like an adaptation, I think that adaptation is not as good as the first one, but it still feels like Ghost Rider. The aesthetics, the lore, it still feels like it. What do you think? Have you seen both Ghost Rider movies? Have you read some of the comics to enlighten me on Spirit of Vengeance? I'm looking forward to reading more because again, I did bought a lot because I thought I would have more time. I don't. With that being said, this is the end of the Fantastic Vengeance. That was brief, that was short, that was the point. Now. What next on film and shows adaptation? Well, what next is something I'm excited about. That's the big teaser moment here. We will talk about Dexter every season. And that will be the first time I do on the channel. But that's the future. So a week and a half from now, it's not next week. It's really like a week and a half because we will do it on a Thursday. We will talk about Dexter Resurrection, Dexter Original Sin, and we will talk about every season of the original show, and we will talk about New Blood as well. Dexter time for a full month. During September, have your candies, your snacks. This will be the film and shows adaptation for September. Dexter time. I'm looking forward for that. With that being said, we are back with the Red Blue Podcast this week, Wednesday. Time flies. With that being said, we are out for the day. Have a great one.